Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And I'd say happy Pride Month, but it's not very happy at some of these corporations. They're actually paring back on the Pride festivities because they're afraid of getting canceled by consumers, canceled by gamers. One such company is Runescape. The CEO of Runescape put out a memo. We're going to read this article. It's coming from Games Radar, saying that games and studios are being canceled because of content that is perceived to be woke or representative. He said this in an internal memo at a meeting, explaining the decision to stop or shrink their Pride events. And they're not the only ones, far from it. In fact, a lot of stores, we talked about this, are cutting back on Pride this year. We noticed the Disney store cutting back on Pride this year.
I mean, to be fair, though, it's kind of ridiculous that this all comes out in June. I mean, some places support year round, but like a lot of these companies want to cash in June. And that's when you see these big pushes. And it's not like there's one all year long for a lot of them. Some of them do. But it's kind of insulting to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people see through it. That it's basically just like it's what, because in Disney's case especially, they're like, hey, yeah, we're all about the LGBTQ, except when we're in Florida or Abu Dhabi, and then we're China, and then we're just about what, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, you're better off as a company, I believe, to let people believe whatever they want to. Let the consumers believe whatever they want to. It's not your job to moralize or to preach to them. Most people don't want that. Just make your widget. I'll buy your widget. You don't need to make a rainbow widget for me to buy it. Although, occasionally, there is a rainbow widget that is a thing of beauty. And even a straight guy like myself couldn't resist. And Geeky bought me this little gay robot.
Ally.
Ally. That's what they should have called him. No, we were joking about this when we did the other video talking about how Disney has cut back on the Pride merch. And I'm looking through it, it's like, yeah, that's kind of kitschy. I'm like, oh, unironically, I actually like this little black robot.
It looks like the 80s.
Yeah, it looks like the 80s,
if you were around the 80s, rainbows everywhere, people. Rainbows galore. I still like rainbows, don't care. There you go.
I just like the look of him, and he looks like Epcot personified. He looks like
old Epcot, yeah.
Like a reject from Doctor Who, like one of the 80s Doctor Who. But yeah, she bought me a gay bot, not to be confused with a GoBot. Probably about I would say this is one of the Parks robots, so it's probably about the same quality. Anyway, we're gonna talk about them cutting back. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Also, remember, it is June, and orcs are a-holes in June.
They're a-holes every month. Why?
They're a-holes every month. Yeah,
extra a-holy in June.
They're extra a-holy in June. Yeah, they're not rocking the rainbow merch this month. But if you would like to support these a-hole orcs, go to badorcs.com. We got some bad orc pins, and we're working on some other ideas for some bad orc stuff. Orcs are a-holes. So check it out. Thank you very much for your consideration. This is coming from Games Radar. Games and studios being canceled because of content that is perceived to be woke or representative, new Runescape CEO reportedly said. So apparently they go all out for Pride. And they said it's a quiet downsizing of RuneScape and old school RuneScape's longstanding Pride events. A new report alleges the new Jagex CEO John Mod North Bellamy, that is some name.
That's a name.
Mod North Bellamy pushed to have the events culled despite internal pushback. That is blue sky. Internal pushback in order to focus on other content and avoid potential backlash from people who see such events as woke. Pink News, citing anonymous employees, report that Bellamy informed the Jagex team on April 25th that RuneScape and old school RuneScape would not run their usual Pride Month events. I've noticed fewer flags in different corporate accounts. Like I'm not seeing the rainbow colored avatars like I was.
That just further proves that they were just doing it, for agenda points, like for, high fives, and not because they actually thought it. They were just doing it. And somehow that's even worse.
It's weird because they did it. I think a lot of these companies did because they didn't want to get canceled, and now they're getting canceled for doing it. So it's like, you're always going to piss somebody off. It's better usually if you have a company, a public facing company, and depending on what you make, I believe it's better to just stay out of politics altogether.
I agree.
Because there's no winning it now. I mean, there's just no way you're going to not piss somebody off.
But then if you stay out of it, they're mad you stayed out of it. Too.
If you stay out of it, they're mad. That's what happened to us. They're getting mad. They're like, you need to stop sitting on the fence because you're just as bad as the Nazis. You're watching them. It's like, oh, for God's sake, whatever.
I like to sit on things, so whatever.
Whoa. For years. For years, RuneScape has celebrated Pride. RuneScape proper had the Tales of Pride event. What does that entail? While OSRS has, I don't play RuneScape so anymore. I have no idea. OSRS has run various little one-offs with special minor rewards. This year, the teams behind both games organized Pride Walks, which invited players to parade through the game while in Pride-colored attire.
Nice.
The corporate members reportedly pushed back against Bellamy's decision, but the CEO apparently maintained that the devs should instead focus on what players actually wanted. Wow, my God. Imagine that. An internal Q&A session reportedly saw Bellamy clarify this move was indeed motivated by today's political climate and very much his own decision. I want to be clear, the decision for this is with me. I own it. I'm fully responsible for it, he said.
There's a lot of LGBTQ people who don't want all the rainbow pride stuff everywhere either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
and there's a lot of people that do like the rainbow stuff.
Some, yeah, you know, the 80s kids. I had Mork from Orc. Now I think we got them at a yard sale because I was really too young to remember Mork from Orc when it was on, or Mork and Mindy when it was on the air.
Reruns, yeah.
It was reruns, but I had the Mork suspenders and the rainbow suspenders.
I can see that actually.
With the bowl cut and the striped shirt, probably because I always wore those god awful striped shirts. Little fat kid wearing striped shirts, not a good look. And it was very, anyway. So I understand that RuneScape is precious because it's a safe space. He said it's an escape from reality, and the reality that we find ourselves in is changing. It's getting stranger, more troubling, less moral. Games and studios are being canceled because of content that is perceived to be woke or representative. The pendulum swinging back in ways we didn't expect. We could have told you. We could have told you.
We did tell you.
That the pendulum was going to swing back really hard because you pushed it too far. You pushed it down people's throats. They didn't want it, right?
It didn't stay hard. No, sorry.
Yeah, right. But like what I'm saying is like
out.
It always was there to some degree, but in the last like 5 years, it's just gotten ridiculous. And you had people going around policing corporate accounts to see if they put the proper flag up for the proper thing. Mm-hmm. You know,
and
where's your
rainbow?
Right
number of times, because if you don't do the right number of times, you're just as bad.
Yeah, you don't have 3 black squares. You must hate black people. I'm like, what?
No, it was one black square.
Was it one black square?
Yeah, whatever it was. You weren't allowed to put multiples because that meant you weren't following the rules.
So here's their post. They're saying, hey, I hope you're having a wonderful Pride Month, but they didn't have the rainbow avatar. Keep it up. I love making bigots mad. Well, who's mad here? I won't be renewing my yearly membership after this. Never coming back. Happy Pride, your staff.
Ask Bud Light how that all worked out for them. Target
yeah. There's people who actually, what is this one? Wait, there's people who actually think that seeing a rainbow pattern will turn kids gay. I don't know. They might grow up and get a gay robot.
We saw rainbow patterns all the time in the 80s.
Oh, it was all over. That's what I was saying. Like the more community thing, it was all over the place. So... Yeah, it was all over the place. Yeah, so they're not really going all in on this, but they're basically saying, hey, happy Pride, whatever, but where's your damn rainbow? Yeah, see, they don't even have anything in their write-up. So look, this isn't just them, it's everybody. I mean, Target has, definitely pulled back on things. Pulled out. I'm sorry. Is that what you were thinking? Target pulled out?
Maybe.
Disney pulled out. They all pulled out. But Disney's still doing it, just not as much. I would say that we're going back to pre-pandemic levels of Pride. Is that a fair assessment?
Probably.
Because during the pandemic, like it just got silly. I mean, there's so much, and you had
to out-pride each other.
Let's out-pride each other, right? But there we go, guys. Yeah, they're aware. The game devs are aware. Not everybody wants it.
But you're only allowed to be proud if you're LGBTQ. Everybody else, you're not allowed to be proud.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
You should just feel shame.
You should always feel shame.
You should just feel shame. That's all.
Everybody should feel shame. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
Let's wrap it up. I feel a little shame for supporting Disney.
Yeah, not buying the Roomba robot. You don't care. Yeah, that ally. You just don't care about. You just don't give
The
Disney
ally
money.
bot.
You just want to give. Disney
I just
money.
I don't know why. I look at him. I'm like, this just screams 1980s to me. Like, they had some other robots that were like really fruity, but this one was.
I like the Halloween and Christmas ones they always have.
Yeah, you also got me the Dracula one. Which is pretty cool.
I bought. The only thing I bought right lately from Disney Store was the Stitch crossbody because it was too cute not to buy, and I'm glad I did because it sold out like right away.
Yeah, we hate Disney. I'll have to tell people
right?
all the Disney stuff. We actually literally had a Disney room in our house full of. We had a lot of like old, like vintage Disney stuff.
Still have all of it.
Still have a lot of it. The Disneyland records and Disney from the better days.
We just want Disney to not be suck. Except for in June.
That should be that should be a change.org petition. We want Disney to not be suck. Geeky Sparkles says, Disney, do not be suck. We don't want you to be suck. We want you to be blow.
I was going to say blow. Speaking of which, they're going to do another Spaceballs movie.
Yes, and Rick Moranis is coming back. He'll come back for that. He wouldn't come back for Ghostbusters.
It better be called The Search for More Money.
It better be called The Search for More Money. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Are we going to wrap this up?
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Again, go out to badorcs.com, badorcs.com. We'll talk later.
Bye.